Hi, today I'm going to be showing you this fall soft glam look. I'm going to start by using the Benefit Stay Down Straight eyeshadow primer. I'm going to go ahead and use the applicator and apply some onto the eyelids. Then I'm going to use my finger to just pat the product in and make sure that it's just all well blended. After that, to set the eyeshadow primer, I'm going to use this Wet n Wild single eyeshadow in the shade Brulee. And with the fluffy brush, I'm going to go ahead and just dust some of the eyeshadow all over my lids just to make sure that it's all set. This is going to help the eyeshadows blend more easily. Now I'm going to go ahead and use this LA Colors eyeshadow palette in the shade Brown Tweed. And I'm going to be taking that middle shade and use that as my transition color. I'm going to be applying this with the crease brush onto my crease. And I'm going to be using the windshield wiper motions, just going back and forth until I get the desired look. Going back to the palette, I'm going to be taking the brown shade and I'm going to use that on the outer V. I'm going to go ahead and apply that in circular motions first and then going back and forth. What this is going to do is deposit the product first onto the outer V, and then whatever's left is just going to go ahead and go onto my crease and be blended with the other eyeshadow. For my eyelids, I'm going to be using the second color on the palette. I apply this with the flat shader brush. And I didn't use a shimmery shade because I wanted to keep the eyes matte. I also go back and use my crease brush and go over the shadows just to make sure that everything is blended. For eyeliner, I'm going to be using the e.l.f. cream eyeliner in the shade Black. And to apply this, I'm using a very fine tip brush. This one is from Real Techniques. My eyeliner technique, it's not perfect. I'm still practicing on it, but I don't think it's too bad either. Once I get better, I'll share it with you guys. To highlight my brow bone, I'm going to be applying the first shade on the palette. What this is going to do is just give it some lift and light, and I'm just putting that underneath my brow. Next, I'm going to be applying the Pores No More primer, and I'm just going to focus on the middle of my face, just where my pores are more visible. For foundation, I'm going to be using one of my favorites from the drugstore. This is the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless. I will be applying this with my fingers first, and then using a beauty sponge. This is the one from Real Techniques. I really enjoy and like this foundation. It's matte, but it's not too cakey. It's just the perfect finish. For concealer, I'm going to be using again another one of my favorites from the drugstore. This is the Maybelline Fit Me concealer in the shade Sand. I'm going to be applying this underneath my eyes and onto my forehead, and then going back to that beauty sponge, I'm going to be dabbing it on and make sure everything is just well blended. To make sure that my concealer does not crease and last all day, I'm going to be setting it with that e.l.f. contour kit in that banana shade, and I'm just going to be applying that underneath my eyes and a little bit on my forehead. To set the rest of my face, I'm going to be using the Rimmel Stay Matte Powder in the shade Translucent, and with the big fluffy brush, I'm just going to go ahead and dust that all over. For bronzer, I'm going to be going back to the e.l.f. Contour Kit, and I'm going to take that first shade on the left, and I'm applying this onto the hollows of my cheekbones and my temples and my forehead, just to bring back some color. To finish up the eyes, I'm going back to the eyeshadow palette and picking up those two brown shades. I'm going to go ahead and mix them together and apply them along the bottom lashes. For my waterline, I'm going to be applying the Rimmel Scandalized Waterproof Liner in the shade Nude. What this is going to do, it's going to make my eyes look bigger and brighter. Next, I'm going to be using the Jordana blush in the shade Tawny Beige and just applying that onto the apples of my cheeks. One of my favorite steps is to apply highlight, and today I'm going to be using one of my favorites, which is the Wet n Wild Boozy Brunch highlight. This is like one of my top favorite drugstore highlights. It's so pretty. To apply this, I'm using a fan brush and making sure that I just have enough glow. For lips, I'm going to be using the Milani Amore Matte Lip Cream in the shade Obsession. And excuse my daughter in the back, I guess she decided to make a special appearance on here. I forgot to apply my falsies earlier, so this is what I'm doing right now. And I'm using the Ardell Demi Wispies. These are some of my favorites also. So I'm pretty much done with my makeup. Just one last step is to set everything. And I'm using the Wet n Wild setting spray. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. See you on the next one. Bye.